Just going to begin recording. Perfect. Okay, everyone, welcome. This is week 10 now of our gentle stretching and mindfulness with Kristeen Sopeju. I'm glad you're here. It looks like everyone's name is I'm familiar with, so I don't know if there's any new people today, but if you are new, certainly welcome. And if you're watching from YouTube, we're glad you're here. Please feel free to use the chat box to communicate. You can send me any inquiries you have. This is a pretty open class, so always feel free to unmute yourself and just communicate with Kristeen. We're always love to have a little bit of conversation here, especially after so long indoors. It's nice to communicate with one another and other people in our community. But this is shared with the public, so just kindly treat each other with respect, which I'm sure won't be a problem. I already mentioned that I've started recording. That's just so other folks can enjoy this at a later date. You all know the rules though. So I'm going to spotlight Kristeen, and Kristeen, I feel like I need this week, so let's get to it.
Oh, awesome. Good morning, everyone. Let's get started. Hello. Place your feet down on the ground, heels underneath your knees, toes all the way down. Sit up nice and tall. We have to move. I don't know about you, but I'm still in the basement, and today it's cold down here. The other day it was 30-something degrees, so coming down here was nice. Today I felt like it was winter down here, so I had to turn on the heat. Can you believe that? I turned on the heat today. Whew. Okay, we need to get warm. So when you're ready, palms either up or down. I'm going to move to my other chair in just a moment, but let's just sit and just notice the breath for a couple of moments. Notice what's on your mind. And take some fresh, beautiful breaths in and some fresh, beautiful breaths out. I guess they wouldn't be fresh breaths out, but that's okay. You know what I mean. Let go on your exhale breath. I'm breathing in through the nose and out through the nose if that's available to you, or maybe breathing out through parted lips. Relax the shoulders. So even though I'm sitting upright, relax the shoulders. Unfurl your brow. Sometimes when I talk, I notice I do this when I'm really intense or really listening. So relax your forehead if you're like me. Relax the jaw. So if you need to move your bottom jaw from side to side, then do that. Take your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Why don't we do that today? And when I do that, it leaves my lips slightly parted, almost like I'm smiling. Let's take 3 more breaths here. One breath is a full, beautiful inhale, and that beautiful exhale. Nice. When you're ready, if your eyes are closed, open your eyes. I feel like I want to do some cat and cows already. So how about I move to my other chair right away, and I'm going to place my hands on my knees or just below my knees. So you might have to lean forward just a bit. I know you can't see my toes yet. That's okay. I'll turn the camera down in a moment. But what I want you to notice is that I'm holding on, and already, because I'm leaning forward, I've arched my back just slightly. So I'm going to help my back along and arch it even more. Look up. So stretch maybe through the neck as well, breathing in. And as you exhale, oh yes, somehow that's what I need today. I hope it feels good for you. Round your spine, round your back, and you're taking your back to the chair. Inhale breath opposite. My collarbone is forward. Breathe in as you maybe look up, or you can look forward, it's okay. And then as you exhale, breath around the spine. If you need to go faster, move according to your breath. So if your breath is a little faster than I'm moving, then move your body a little faster. See how that feels. Maybe 1 or 2 more times. And then coming to that neutral spine, sitting up tall. Once again, my palms are on my thighs. I'm going to place my right hand on my hip. It's our go-to move. We're moving through the side body. Let's take our hand either into half cactus, or reach all the way up and keep your sits bones down on your chair. So don't lift your hip up and just lean a little bit over to, for me, it's the right side. And look down if it feels good. You can look up if you want a little bit of a different stretch. Breathe in and breathe out here, or you're like this. Or maybe your hands on your heart. You get to choose. One more breath here. Breathe in, full breath. As you exhale, bring that hand that was up to your hip and the opposite hand, either over heart, maybe the half cactus, or maybe you're reaching. Oh, I can feel it right through the ribs and into the middle of my back. Look down if it feels good. Release the neck. Breathe in and breathe out. Full, beautiful breaths in. Slow down the exhales. Even though we're holding still, lots of work is being done in the body. Breathe in and out. On your next inhale, let's lower whatever hand was up. Let's lower it down right to our hips. I'm going to keep my hands on my hips. Bring your gaze back to neutral position. Let's just take my right shoulder. So take your right shoulder as if you were going to touch your left knee. Exhale, breath here. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, take your left shoulder as if it was reaching for your right knee. Nice twist here. Inhale, come back to neutral. One more time on each side, nice and slow, because I really want you to notice, is this okay for your back? Do you feel what's happening? If it's too much, then don't do it, or don't lean down as much. Nice. Inhale, come back to neutral position. Lovely. Let's reach our hands out to the sides, all the way to the sides. Inhale, breath, turn your palms up. Exhale, turn your palms down. Let's do that again. Inhale, turn your palms up. I've spread my fingers wide. Exhale, turn your palms down. Nice. And lower your hands all the way down. Inhale, breath here, rotate and bring your hands forward. Now, some of you are going to stop here. Others are going to reach all the way up. Inhale. And maybe you're looking up. Beautiful. Exhale. Bring your arms all the way back down alongside the body. I can feel everything in my arms today. Wow. Nice. Release. Shake out your fingers. We're going to do another version of that right now. So as you bring your hands to the sides, I want you to turn your palms up. Turn your palms down and then back. So turn your palms, if it's available to you, turn your palms towards the back wall. Inhale, turn your palms forward towards me. So outer rotation here, inner rotation, we're going a little bit more here at the wrist. Exhale, turn your palms out. Nice. Inhale, turn your palms forward and bring your arms forward as well. Inhale, breath. Exhale, turn your palms up. Nice. Inhale, breath, lower your arms down. Whew, relax there for a moment. When I go, woo, it's because I like to feel that sensation. Remember that feeling sensation is completely fine. It might feel like a dull ache. What I don't want is pain. And it's okay to take a little pause between some of your movements. So if you feel like you need to keep going and going, you don't have to. A nice pause really lets your muscles and your body tell you what's going on. Here we go. Hands out to the sides again. Inhale, breath. This time, if it's available to you, bring your fingertips to touch above the head. Palms maybe are meeting. I'm putting a bend in my elbow. Yes, I'm not bringing my hands down to my toes. Instead, I'm actually resting my hands on my puff of hair. For a minute, I thought I looked like Pippi Longstockings this morning because I have these two puffs, and I thought I'm going to leave them. So that was not intentional. Breathe in, breathe out. My hands are just resting here. Breathe in, breathe out. I can feel this in my triceps and my biceps. One more breath here. Now, what we're going to do here, exhale, whenever you're ready, hinge forward and then release your hands all the way down towards your toes. Inhale, hands on shins, press against your shins, lift the rest of your body up. Exhale, lower your body down, look at your toes, drop the head. The head does not have to be lower than the heart. Right now, my head is still above my heart space, but I'm looking downwards. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, start to lift, press your hands into the shins, and then lift the rest of your body up. Roll your shoulders back a little bit if it's available for you. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Woo! Exhale, breath when you're ready, lower down just a bit. You don't have to touch your toes, but if you want to go all the way down, round your spine and fine. If you have low blood pressure, do not take your head lower than your heart. Otherwise, you can drop your head all the way down. And then when you're ready, I'm going to say round up. So what that means is let your hands and arms dangle and slowly keep a rounded spine as you come up slowly, head last. I feel as though I can feel that in every single one of the bones in my spine. That's how slow that was. Breathe in, breathe out. Nice. Hands on your thighs one more time. And then sit back in your chair. Relax your lower back for me, if you don't mind. So just sitting here to relax the back. And if you ever get dizzy, so if anyone has vertigo or anything like that, if I tell you to lean forward, then just stop before you take your head again lower than your heart. Breathe in, breathe out. When you're ready, inhale breath, reaching for the outside of my right leg or wrapping one hand on the back of that chair. So what I will tell you is my left hand is pressing against that leg and I'm holding on with a little bit of strength here. Even if it's a gentle class, this twist, I need this today. I can feel this, breathe in, breathe out. But if you don't want a big twist, just don't turn as much. Breathe while you're here. Relax the shoulders. I just had to let go of my shoulders for a moment. Breathe in through the nose if you can, if it's available, breathe out. One more full breath here. When you're ready, nice and slowly, moving all the way to the other side, either both hands on the outside of that leg or one hand over the back of the chair and the other hand pressing into the outside of that leg. Oh, wow. I hope this feels good for you. Some people love a good twist and others don't love it at all. Breathe in and breathe out. When you're ready, inhale, breath, come back to neutral position. Place your hands on your thighs and hold for a moment while I just tip down the screen here. And so that you can just see toes a little bit better. Because I need you to see feet so that you can see what we're doing next. I want us to do a little bit of work for our thighs. That's a little bit too much of a tilt. I don't want anybody getting seasick. That almost made me feel a little strange. There we go. Okay, take your feet wide if you don't mind. Nice and wide. You get to determine how wide, what is wide for you. So I'm not going to give you a width, but if I were to talk to you about this, I would say, take your feet maybe, there, that might look a little better. I feel like it's a little bit wonky. Well, there we go. Okay, take your feet a little bit wider than the legs of your chair, maybe, or at least about that width. So what I'm going to ask you to do here, first of all, is hands on your thighs, not on your knees. Can you lift up your heels off the mat and then lower down and lift up and lower down? And one more time, lift up. You keep lifting up and lowering down. Lift up. There we go. And lower down. Oh, it's still wonky. That's okay. Lift up and hold. Now, just my toes are down, or the pads of your feet and your toes are down. Nice. We're just holding here. I can feel this in my shins or the top of my foot here. Breathe in, breathe out. Lower your feet down, press the pads of your feet in, and only lift your toes off the mat, and then lower the toes down. Lift the toes up, so toes are pointing up, even if you have shoes on. Lower down, lift up, and this time when you lower them down, pretend you're grabbing marbles with your toes. So squeeze your toes and then relax them. And then squeeze your toes and then relax them. Nice. Just stay here and breathe for me. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to keep our legs here for a moment. Take your right hand to the inside of your right knee, I'm going to say, or thigh. Take your other hand either to your hip or send it up in the opposite diagonal position. If you need to take your legs a little wider, go ahead. And then I'm going to look up towards my left hand, and then I'm going to look down and get a stretch by looking down towards my right hand. Breathe in and breathe out. Woo, nice stretch here. Breathe in and breathe out. I can feel this on the left side of my lower back and my left thigh, my quad. Okay, bring your hands back to neutral. Sit for a moment, wiggle it out. I don't know if you've gotten any kinks. Sometimes we get a little kink when we do these movements. Any time of day is a good day to kind of wiggle it out. Okay, so when you're ready, left hand to the inside, right hand soars up. Remember, or you can leave it on your hip, okay? So you don't have to take your hands in opposite directions completely if it doesn't feel good. So how about this? Look up towards your right hand or whatever hand's in the air. And then when you're ready, look down towards the left. Woo, nice stretch through the left side, shoulder, neck. Breathe in, breathe out. You might be getting some of that dull ache. Breath in, breath out. And when you're ready, take a full inhale. As you exhale, lower the hands, heel toe your feet back together. Woo, and tap it out. Let's start tapping, everybody. Lightly tapping. I'm only tapping my toes. And let's just pretend we are running. Now I'm going to take my hands a little higher today, but you get to choose based on your shoulders. Notice the speed that my feet are tapping really quickly. So tap your feet a little faster than you are moving your arms. Arms are slower. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. You get the message, right? Breathe out. And when you're ready, woo, plant your feet down, all the way down. Push into your feet and your heels evenly as if you were going to get off the chair. Start to lean forward slightly and exhale. Come back to that neutral position. It should feel as though your quads have worked because they have. Inhale. Heel to toe all the way down. Pretend you were getting off your chair, but we're not getting down. Look about a foot to 2 feet in front of you, or 3. Exhale, lower. Woo, nice heat in those quads. Just warmth. One more time. Inhale, breath. Start to just press into those feet evenly, right? Heel to toe. I can feel my heel and all my toes pressing down. And then come back to that neutral seated position. And everybody relax for a moment. So sit back, support your back if you need to by inching your feet, your hips back a bit in your chair. Oh, that feels so good. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, so now we're going to do a little stretch through the back leg today. We've done this before. It's for some people, it's a warrior 1. For some people, it could be a warrior 2, but I'm not standing up for today. So we're going to modify it a bit. So I'm going to get you to follow along, and I'm going to turn my body towards the right, but I'm leaving my chair exactly where it is. So hopefully you can follow along. Now, first of all, I want to make sure I'm secure. So I'm going to hold on to my chair with my right hand as I turn to the right. So take a look at what I'm doing. I'm turning to the right and I'm leaving my right foot positioned here. And then I'm going to drop down. So my left leg. So I have to have my hips closer to the front of the chair in order to do this. Okay. Now, for some of you, this is going to be enough. We can take our opposite hand here, lift it right up, or we can leave it on our hip, or we can leave it over our heart. But I want you to get a stretch through that back leg. So I'm going to ask you to take that back leg back a little bit, if it's available to you. And then bring it back. And then turn back in your chair so it's in neutral position. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, I'm going to turn towards the left. I'm going to hold on to the back of my chair for support, right? Still, my one hip is on the chair, one hip's really off the chair, but you can do this modified. I don't want you to fall off your chair and tip it forward, so I want to make sure that you feel stable. My left foot is pointed towards the left. My right leg is really just going to hang out here. My toes are curled under. And I can do this, and this might be enough for me today. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my hand down, and then I'm going to send that leg back. Get a nice stretch right through the hamstring and the quad, the calf, the shin on that back leg. One more breath here. Bring it back. And then turn back to neutral position and sit for a moment, everyone. Whatever option, whatever modification you made for your body type, as long as you felt like you got a little bit of a stretch and that you felt secure, then that's all you needed. Nice work. Okay, so now we are going to do a little bit more. I'm going to ask you today to lift up your left leg. So inch forward in your chair a little bit. So I'm coming more to the front of my seat. My feet are planted firmly, but now I'm going to lean back a little bit so that I can pick up my left leg, and I can either interlace my fingers underneath, so it'll look like this from the side. I can interlace my fingers underneath, or take my interlaced fingers on the outside of my shin there, on my shin, and squeeze in. And then just lower your heads as if you wanted your nose to touch your knee, but you don't have to round down. So you're either here or here. Now, I am aware that not everyone wants to lift their leg up this high, so of course you can lower it down. And if you have to lower it down because it feels better, have your heel lifted and lean your belly forward. And let your belly fall into your thigh. So this is an option, or everyone can join me and do this and see how it feels. Another way of doing the exact same posture. And then we're going to come back to seated fully. That was my left leg. Tap it out if you need to, wiggle it out a little bit. Our spine's got some work already today. So if you feel sensation in your lower back or that dull ache, there is still that feeling when we do some stretching, right? Even if it's gentle. Right leg lifts up, support underneath by interlacing the fingers, or hands on the outside, or of course your toes can be down and you can lean forward. Okay, we'll do all. How about that? So I'm going to lift up. Breathe in, breathe out. You get to choose how high. That's the good news. This will actually help to relieve the lower back. So I'm doing a counter posture for you to relieve the lower back. By the way, if you do this on your bed at home, for those of you who like to stretch before you get up in the morning, it might feel really great, and I'll show you in a moment. Put your toes down, keep your heel lifted. You can interlace your fingers around your shin. Everybody, let's all do it anyways. Lean forward. I really want that belly pressing against your thigh. Just lightly, just let it hang out there. For those of you who really want to lean forward and drop your head, remembering as long as you don't have low blood pressure, you can take your head lower. For as long as you don't have any dizziness. And then when you're ready, come up. and sit. While you're sitting with heel to toe on the ground, let me show you what that would look like on your bed. And actually, it's a really lovely posture. Okay, so if you were on your bed, or if you have a yoga mat, I know some of you have yoga mats. So if you were at home laying on your bed, you would just do this or this. And you just lay there as long as it's available to you. You just do this before you get up in the morning. And then you allow that leg to extend, or if you have a sore back, you know you've been nursing any lower back issues, you can just place your foot down. And then you can do the same thing on the other side. And you can, when you're done, extend your leg or place the sole of your foot down. And that is actually really nice and supportive for the lower back. Okay, let's move on with our class. I'm gonna actually sit a little closer. Why not? For this part, I should sit a little closer. I hope you're feeling the sensation in the body. But let's do a little bit more today. So here we go. Interlace your fingers at the base of your head. And for one moment, notice that my thumbs are down beside supporting like my neck or framing my neck, but you don't have to. I'm just gonna sit here for a moment. So my back, I'm trying not to arch my back a lot. This will naturally arch your back, okay? But I'm trying not to arch my back. So play with it a little bit so that your back doesn't feel a lot of anything specific. Breathe in, breathe out. We're just holding. If it's available to you, you're just holding. Now, when you're ready, bring your elbows forward. Yes. You lightly have your fingertips interlaced behind your head, or maybe not at all. You don't actually have to interlace. You can just have your fingers touching here, but bring your elbows forward. Now, here's what we're going to do. Start to bring your elbows towards your knees, but don't go too low. Right when you think, oh, I can go all the way down, don't go any further. Breathe into your back. Breathe in, big breath, big breath. And let it out. Do that again. Big breath. Let it out. Now slowly rise up. And then release. Whoa. Oh, that felt so delicious. I don't know about you. That felt really good. Some days, I don't know. You must think I'm crazy or something. I say everything feels good. Everything feels good. When I say feels good, what I mean is I feel that dull ache. I feel the sensation, but I feel like my body is like saying thank you for it. And that's why the dull ache or the sensation, and I just like that feeling. So, okay, we're not done. One hand, we did this last week, I believe, one hand behind the back. We're going to do the opposite this week. We're going to take the hand, opposite hand, push it into the shoulder and just hold it, or just hold. Now, you can also rotate that shoulder forward a little bit, but you don't have to. Depends on how your shoulder's feeling. So I'm just going to place my hand across my chest. Now, how far did you go? Did you take your hand all the way up? You don't have to. You actually can just lightly, just as if you were placing your hands on your hips. So you don't have to go very far, or you can if you like. Now, this time, how about we do this? Rotate the shoulder back a little bit. Woo! Just take that shoulder back a little bit. Whoa, that's a lot. You can feel that. And then let your shoulders fall. And then release your hands and let them dangle. I think my right arm is now officially longer than my left after that, for whatever reason. Okay, take your left hand behind. You get to decide. You can actually even put your hand on your hip. You can make a little fist here, place your hand here, same difference. And then find that spot that's good for you on your back, and then just take your other hand across. Last week, or whenever we did this last, I believe it was last week, we took the shoulder forward. If you want to see what that feels like, you don't have to do anything at all. You can just keep your hand here. But I would like you today to take the shoulder back. We're leaning forward a lot lately. A lot of leaning forward for phones, for computers. Of course, when we're reading at a table or maybe even eating, we might be leaning forward a lot. Take your gaze forward and then turn your eyes and look straight ahead of you, so past me, to where the wall meets the ceiling in whatever room you're in. Just take your eyes and glance where the wall meets the ceiling, and then breathe. Relax the shoulders. So even though you're here, relax those shoulders for me. And when you're ready, completely let go. Okay, I gotta be honest, we're at home. My oldest son must have forgotten that I'm teaching down here because he was sleeping when I started teaching, and he has the blender on. I hope you can't hear it. And I don't want to run up. It's gonna take too much time to run up and tell him. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. Let's just say that he's been home from Ottawa now for a year, studying from home, and it's time for him to go back. The university is calling his name. He needs to go live back there. Oh, they need to grow up, right? Okay, that's TMI, right? Too much information. Breathe in, breathe out, sit nice and tall, keep your feet on the ground. Oh. Notice the body. Close your eyes if it feels good. And what I would like you to do is consider joining me for a body scan. We didn't do a ton of work, but we don't need to in order for this body scan to feel whatever it is, or for you to notice whatever it is you need to notice. Starting from the top of your head, just noticing your forehead, unfurrow the brow maybe. You don't have to do anything. Noticing your cheeks, your jaw. You can either follow what I'm saying, or you can move to any part of the body you would like. And as you move from body part to body part, just take a breath and notice what it is you're feeling or whatever comes up for you. Notice your throat. How about your shoulders? Take a breath here. I skipped your neck, so some will stay still. Others might turn to the left and right and just see how their necks are doing. Your upper back, take a breath here. Notice how your upper back is feeling. Your mid back, and then to the lower back. And if you need to, if you notice you have any tension in your lower back, if you're sitting really upright, relax into your seat for a moment, maybe letting the spine slightly relax, and see if that feels different. Notice your heart space, your chest, your belly. Your thighs and your knees. There may be no sensation, there might be sensation. Ankles and toes. Sometimes I feel tingling in my toes when I've done some movement. How about your wrists, your fingers? And if you would turn your fingertips up or turn your palms down so that they're lightly on your thighs, if you really pay attention to your hands, you might feel the pulsing of your blood through your fingertips, or the beating of your heart in your own fingertips as the blood courses through. Relax your exhale breath. Be kind with your thoughts. Take some bigger breaths in. Big, beautiful breath in, and pause maybe at the top of that breath. What happens between the breath is so important. Exhale breath. And when you let go of that breath completely, pause on an empty belly. Let go of the breath and pause before you take the next inhale. But when you are ready, inhale fully and pause at the top of that breath again. Slow, beautiful exhale. Notice what happens to the body on the exhale. And pause with an empty belly again. And then come into your natural pattern of breath as you take a beautiful breath in and out. The texture of that breath. Before we finish, notice if you take one last breath in, a little bit of a bigger breath in through the nostrils, is the breath cooler? It feels so cool and cold, and then let it out with a sigh. Interlace your fingers, send your palms, maybe flip them inside out. And before we leave, just leaning to the left and leaning to the right. Just a little bit of movement, and then allowing your hands to come down alongside the body. And then bring them back. Dominant hand on your heart and other hand on top, or maybe on your belly. Of course, you can place your hands on your thighs. You know, having your hand placed on your body like this, on your heart and your belly, automatically sends such good endorphins to the body. You don't even have to do anything else for that to happen. Just being here, breathing. Appreciating the present moment. If you nod your chin towards your chest, don't forget to thank your own body. Honor yourself, your body, for all the years that it has supported you. Sending love and gratitude to those whom you love and are important to you. And as we finish class today, I say thank you for joining me and happy Thursday. I don't know if I told you last week, Daniel, did I tell you? I think it was only last week. I got my first COVID shot.
Oh yeah, I think you said it was coming.
Yeah. I'm
Oh, that's
happy.
awesome.
One step closer, one step closer.
You feel okay?
Oh yeah.
Good.
All well, all good, all good. There's just one more person in this house who needs to get a shot, and that's the young one. He's only 17, so his time's coming.
Yeah.
And we're all good.
Awesome. That's so good. That's so lovely to hear. Does anyone have any questions or anything for Kristeen before we head out for the well, I would say lovely day, but it's a little chilly. It's still lovely.
I've got 3 things on. I was like, oh, wait, I'm was going to have a bigger coat on. I was like, oh, then everyone's going to think I'm crazy. So I just turned up the heat and called it a day.
More so, right? Yeah. All right.
No
Well,
questions for me. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see who I have here today. I see the Torcados and Gail. Hello. Now let's see, Angela. Angela, I don't know if we met before. Were you here once before and I just didn't notice? You're newer, right?
No. This is my first time here.
oh,
This is your
awesome.
first time? Well, welcome. I knew that either I'd seen you once before or two. Well, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to see you. Thank you. And let's see, Dawn. Oh, I missed you. I think you were away for a couple of weeks. Your mute is on.
No, I forgot last week. I missed the time.
forgot.
I was gardening.
Okay, that's
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Well, it's nice to see you. See, I do have a little bit of a memory. See, I do have a little bit of a memory. It's nice to see you. And let me see here. Barbinder, hello, good morning. Is that right? Hold on, I gotta get my glasses. This is not good. I'm squeaking at the screen. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's good.
Yeah,
to
this
see
is
you.
my second class. I'm
It's your
attending.
second. Yes, I recognized your name. So
Yeah.
happy
Thank you so
Thursday.
much.
Thank you very much. And Judy, I don't see you, but good morning. Good morning to all.
Morning to
Happy Thursday. Have a great week.
And thank you so much. I really enjoyed your class.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Come anytime. You know where to find us.
It's only on Thursdays, right?
Yep.
It's only on Thursdays, but as Daniel always says, there's so many recordings. My lovely face is now online with the town of Oakville. You
Can
can
you-
see all the other recordings.
Where can I see the recordings?
I'll put them,
Okay.
I'll write them in the chat right now.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, good. Yes. And so you'll be able, and not just me, there's the cooking classes, there's George, and he does the traveling around the world.
Oh, that's nice.
And there's Diane with the music. And so those are all the free programs. I think there's a couple more, some crafts and stuff as well. And they're always there for you to join in each week. It's so nice to be with this. So
Yeah, we have 145 sessions, I think we've done between discussions of art, stretching with Kristeen and all kinds of different stuff.
Okay, I'll check. Thank you
Cool.
so much. In fact, I always miss the cooking class. I'm interested in cooking, but I always somehow forget to join in.
So
But I
next,
see the
next
on YouTube.
Next Wednesday is, so June is National Indigenous History Month. So we have a guest chef coming from the Indigenous community to teach us how to make some like First Nations dishes, which will be really, really cool.
Oh, next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday at
Oh,
5:30,
what
yeah.
time is it?
5:30, same link,
5:30. 5:30.
same buttons, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
thank
everyone.
you all.
Thank
Enjoy your
you.
weekend. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks again.